Wait a second, damn it. There he is. Okay, I thought you wanted to there. How are you?
Yeah. Doing good. How you doing?
Good to see you. My face bump.
I'm not worried about it.
Hey, Mike, you got a chance? I need to go. Two on green, man.
I've dreamed of this day for as long as I can remember, and for a moment, I thought it would never happen. But standing here now, I'm beyond happy to say, welcome to the Loudon High School Class of 2020 graduation ceremony. I think we all can agree that our high school experience was far from what we had imagined. But I'm so grateful for the journey we've endured these last 4 years. Through all the good, the bad, and the ugly, we stood by each other's sides. Proverbs 16:9 says, "The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps." The journey was harsh, but what it did to us as a class was something special. It brought us together. It turned us into a real family. We've learned a lot about ourselves these past 4 years. We've established great friendships, and we've treated each other like a real family should. So many things took place that undoubtedly shaped us into the people we are today. Our freshman year was just strange, so we're going to skip over that. But sophomore year was great. We won the Battle of the Bridge, 52-20. We watched Mark body surf through the courtyard. We had a countless number of rap battles. Our boys' soccer team went all the way to state, and so much more. But junior year was a little more rough. You see, on October 26th, we lost a friend, a classmate, and an all-around great guy. Chubby was a huge part of our class. He brought so much joy to everyone he was around. He could make absolutely anyone smile. He was always there to support his friends, and he was the soccer team's #1 fan. Chubby passed away way too soon, and even though he's not with us anymore, we'll always remember him. And finally, senior year. We won the Battle of the Bridge. We watched the sun rise together on our first day of school. Our football team had a perfect season. Noah broke the glass and made LHS history. We painted parking spots, we ran through sprinklers, we battled COVID-19, and now here we are, standing together one last time, about to graduate. This guy named Ernest Hemingway once said this: "It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters in the end." You see, 4 years ago, we walked through those double doors as new Redskins. We had no idea what high school was about to throw at us, but we knew the destination. Our journey was far from perfect. We lost a friend, we missed out on so many of our lasts, and our senior year was practically cut in half. But as crazy as it may sound, I don't think I would have changed a single thing. You see, I'm a firm believer in the idea that everything happens for a reason. And these past few months, I've watched our class, our school, and our Loudon community come together in ways I would have never imagined. I've watched broken friendships be rebuilt. I've watched friends turn to prayer instead of the world. And I've watched our teachers love on us extra hard these last few months. See, our community has poured into us and stood by our sides through it all. I've always said Loudon is a special place, but now I think that's clearer than ever. Everything we've experienced has shaped us. It's brought us closer, and it's made us stronger. And it showed us how important community and friendship really is. I think graduation is a time to thank all of those who have poured into us and made our high school year special. We all at least have one person we'll never forget, whether that be a friend, a teacher, a staff member, a coach, or whoever it may be. There's somebody that's made a difference in these past 4 years. So at this moment, I'd like to thank a few of those who impacted mine. I want to start off by thanking my friends. Each of you have made these last 4 years unforgettable. From after-school pool parties freshman year to sneaking confetti into assemblies after shredding paper all day long, painting parking spots, tailgating before every football game, Young Life on Thursday nights, to taking prom pictures inside Target. They're all memories I'll never forget, so thank you. And Gage, thanks for letting me tattoo you all those times during class. Thank you, Miss Fink, for all the great hugs and strange, weird stories. J. Brew, thank you for all our lunchtime talks, and thank you for convincing me to run for officer 4 years ago, because without you, I wouldn't be up here right now giving this speech. Miss Carly, thank you for being a second mom to everyone here at LHS. You'll never know how much we appreciate you. To my young life leader, Holly, thank you for absolutely everything. You've always believed in me, you've stood in my corner, and you've loved me more than I could ever imagine. And Mr. McIntosh, thank you for being the best principal I've ever had. You were one of my very firsts, and I'm thankful you'll be my very last. You're truly one of the greats. And thank you to my parents. You guys have always believed in me and pushed me to be the best version of myself possible. I couldn't have done any of this without you. See, throughout my high school journey, just like yours, I learned a lot. I learned that you should never stop in the middle of the hall during your class change, and that no matter who you are, if someone from LC messes with you, you'll have an entire school to back you up. Freshman Friday isn't a real thing. You should never open a new pack of gum during class. And most importantly, I learned that you can find something good out of every bad situation. See, on our first day of our freshman year, our vice principal at the time, Mr. Lorenz, came on the announcements. And at the very end, he said, "Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours." He said that every single morning, and it's always stuck with me. Not every day is going to be a good day, but how you look at things and react to them determines a lot about the day you will have. It's not easy to always look on the bright side, but when you do, it can change your whole perspective. So as we go out into the world, remember this. Your attitude will determine a lot about your happiness. Choose to be happy, choose to be kind, choose to look on the bright side, choose to be involved. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours. This chapter of our life is closing, but the journey is not over. All you have to do is take that first step. Thank you, and go Redskins.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the gift of life and the wonderful privilege of knowing you and being your child. Thank you for the opportunity to walk the halls of Loudon High School with this wonderful group of people. Thank you for how you have led us, protected us, and encouraged us during these last few years. I pray that you will continue to guide us and help us as we begin a new stage of life. Help us to look to you for all of our needs. When we are lonely, help us to remember you said you would never leave or forsake us. When we are not sure what to do, help us to remember you said you will direct our steps if we will trust in you. When we are discouraged, help us to remember you have offered to give us an abundant life. When we feel hopeless, help us to remember you are our only hope. And when we have more questions than answers, help us to remember you are sovereign and we can trust you. Finally, if any person here today does not have a personal relationship with you, I pray that they will ask to receive salvation today. I ask all of this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
On. Hold. Work. If that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will. Great job, ROTC. First, I want to start this by saying thank you to all of you that are out on the hillside. Because as Caroline says, it does take a village, and all of you have poured into these people in front of me, and you deserve a lot of credit, as well as these people to my left, who have poured so much of their heart into these youngsters for the last 4 years. So before I begin, I want to thank you. I want you all, especially you people in front of me, to give them a huge round of applause. Thank you. As I thought through what I was going to say about the class of 2020, one constant theme continued to come to my mind, and that's the historical significance. It's amazing how many major events and records connect so closely with these kids, with these class of 2020 individuals. The first way this class and history mesh together involves the time around their birth, the time around their high school graduation. The individuals in front of me, for the most part, were either born in late 2001 or early 2002, all wrapping around one of the biggest events in American history. These students began life right when the world changed on 9/11. While these young adults do not remember that day and can't tell you the stories that all of us in the audience can tell, but they're absolutely part of history. And now on their graduation day, in a time that could possibly be the second most important thing in their life after the day of their birth, they have all been infected in some way by one of the greatest pandemics the world has ever seen. These kids are heroes to me for the way that they have persevered through all the things that have negatively affected their lives for the last 5 months. Months that at school would have been the most memorable months of their educational lives. While they have certainly had memorable experiences over the last 4 months, they will never get to experience those last weeks and days at the high school to be able to share experiences and reflect on how things went over their educational career. Another more personal historical reason that I will remember these individuals is because I was able to be a significant part of their educational lives as well. Selfishly, I will remember these kids because they were the first graduating class that I was blessed to have as a high school principal. And even cooler than that, several of these graduating seniors, including 3 of the students behind me, were kindergartners at Steaky Elementary School in the first year that I was a school administrator. What an amazing opportunity that I've had to be able to watch and be a small part of their growth from kindergarten through their transition into adulthood. In addition, it is fun to think about the professional growth that I have experienced myself since the first time I was blessed to meet these wonderful individuals in front of me. It's truly obvious that me being allowed to be their principal was a God thing. And I'll be honest with you when I say that I needed you all as much as you needed me, for sure. Gather myself together here, sorry. Finally, the things that these individuals will be most remembered for is their unbelievable and amazing success that they achieved and the legacy they left throughout their high school careers. Here are some of just the surface level statistics that make these kids an unbelievably special group. Number 1, the graduating seniors achieved a 20.3 ACT average, which ranks as the second all-time Loudon High School average ACT since the state of Tennessee began measuring it. Number 2, 15 of the students in this class achieved an ACT score of 30 or above. 15 is a number that's usually reserved for huge high schools with thousands of kids. That's an astronomical statistic. Approximately 98% of the seniors in this class that started high school together as freshmen will graduate today. This is by far the highest graduation rate that Loudon High School has ever seen for any class, for any senior class. Essentially, this means 161 of 163 students that began together will finish together. In my opinion, that is the most special statistic of all when we reflect upon this group. And finally, I would be remiss if I did not mention the excellence that these individuals showed outside of the classroom as well. Whether on the playing field or court, the theater, the ROTC or band competitions, and all other aspects of high school life, Redskin Nation, you were all excellent representatives and ambassador of what it truly means to be a Loudon Redskin. Saying all of that, statistics are simply numbers. This group of Loudon High School students, and in a few short minutes, Loudon High School graduates, are one heck of a lot more than numbers. The individuals that you see sitting before you here today are destined to be leaders in their own right. They are destined for success, and it is my hope that many of you will choose to have your family rooted right here in this community. It would make me proud to grow old knowing that you individuals are the future leaders of our community in which we live. I told you on the first day of school, and I meant it from the bottom of my heart, I truly love you. I love every single one of you. Very emotional. God bless you and Godspeed as you move into your lives after the high school. Thank you.
These are our plans.
Good morning, everyone. In case you don't know me, I'm Jennifer Nicholas, although many of you know me as Ife. It is an honor for me to be speaking in front of you today as the class of 2020 salutatorian. Let me just say that writing this speech was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I wasn't sure what to say, and I was extremely nervous. If any of you know me, you would know that before high school, I would probably not be standing here today. I would have done anything to avoid public speaking. I hated it so much that I remember getting a 0 in middle school for not participating in a class discussion. And for me, that was unacceptable. However, throughout my 4 years in high school, that changed. I went from a shy 14-year-old girl to a confident young lady. Sadly, not much of my physicality has changed. I'm still under 5 foot. But my point is, a lot can change within 4 years, or in 1 year, or even within seconds. It may be physical or mental change. It could be for the better or for the worse. It could be adjusting to a new diet, breaking a bone, or losing a sports season, or even losing a loved one. But anything can change. Seniors didn't expect their senior year to end like it did. Spring athletes didn't expect their spring season to be gone. And no one could have expected the death of a fellow classmate. As a member of the class of 2020, as a spring athlete, and as a friend, I know these are major losses. From these losses, I learned 2 major lessons. Number 1, no regrets. Try to live life with no regrets. Experience and enjoy life with no regrets. Try anything you desire before it is too late. Give everything you do 100% effort. I know I gave 100% in every competition, in every race, and in every game. I did everything to succeed, but at times it wasn't enough. And that's okay, because I left my heart out there. And if you do succeed, then great. Be grateful, which is my second lesson. Be thankful for the opportunities you have, your friends, your parents, and others who care for you to succeed. Don't be afraid to thank them, because one day, it could all be ripped away from you in an instant. I know sometimes we believe that we succeed on our own, but often we have others to help us along the way. I know some of us wouldn't be here if it wasn't for an extra push by a teacher or a parent or even a team. Personally, I am a person who keeps their gratitude hidden. And because of that, I would like to thank a couple of people here today. To my coaches, Samuel Harrison, Allison Rutherford, and Tony Rutherford. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to compete, for the opportunity to lead within your teams, and the opportunity to grow. My athletics had a major impact on my success and on who I am today. To Top and Major, thank you. I would have never believed in myself to become a leader until I became a part of the NJROTC program. It provided me a space to grow and experience new things. To my second family, the Everetts. You took care of me and helped me experience and supported me through it all. You traveled over 1,000 miles to visit the university I will be attending this fall. Thank you. This is to my parents. Mami, papi, yo sé que nunca les digo que los amo, pero los amo. Estoy muy agradecida de ser su hija. Ustedes han hecho todo posible para que tenga éxito. Ustedes vinieron a los Estados Unidos desde otro país para que sus hijos tengan. Yo sé que no quieren que me vaya al colegio, pero para mí es necesario para que experimente y crezca. Ustedes sí me estresan, pero sí los extrañaré. Los amo. And lastly, to the parents, faculty, and staff, and everyone who is here this morning. Don't go to college, take a break sometimes, and have some fun. Thank you.
Hello, class of 2020. It is my honor to finally be able to address you on our graduation day. In my opinion, waiting 3 extra months made savoring this day so much sweeter. I'm truly blessed to be a part of such service because, quite frankly, I know we're all tired of hearing about it. All jokes aside, our class is historic in many ways, from graduation rates to sports records to ACT scores. But the thing our class should be most remembered for is our good character, wisdom beyond our years, and absolute individuality. Obviously, this is school, so we have all learned lessons from our teachers and administrators. But over the past 11 years I've been blessed to share with y'all, I had to learn 3 big, hard lessons from myself. Today, I would like to quickly share those as a bit of inspiration on this momentous occasion. Lesson 1, don't compare yourself to others. Look only in terms of your situation. Did you do the best for you? This time last year, I picked out 5 universities to apply to. I truly envisioned myself attending Georgia Tech or Vanderbilt or maybe even Princeton. But guess what? I didn't get into any of those schools. It was quite a blow to my confidence, my pride, and my motivation. Those schools wanted GPAs above 4.5, 2 years of calculus before senior year, and at least 20 extracurriculars. If anyone knows of a public high school around here that can provide all that, please let me know. I beat myself up over not getting into these schools. I literally cried and cried, until one day it hit me. There was nothing I could have done. I had to stop comparing myself to the 3,000 members of the Georgia Tech class of 2024. That was not my place. I was intended to be singing Rocky Top for the next 4 years. Go dang balls, am I right? That brings me to lesson 2. Don't settle. The things I said in lesson 1 have to be taken with a grain of salt. Know your capabilities, but don't be afraid to look beyond your situation. For a few months, I just thought I was going to go to UT and schlep through easy classes because obviously I wasn't meant for as much as I thought I was. Once again, I was wrong. I have since decided to pursue honors work and an accelerated master's degree. I decided not to settle. I know there are many first-generation college students in this class. Just because your parents never went to college doesn't mean that you shouldn't. Get your 2 years of Tennessee Promise and make a better life for yourself and your family. Just because you didn't finish in the top half of this class doesn't mean you can't go to a 4-year school and push yourself. Never settle. Always push forward. And here's lesson 3. Don't be afraid to make yourself happy. Sometimes you need to put yourself first and focus on your wants and needs. Throughout high school, many times I put myself last. I bent over backward to ensure that every aspect of each one of my extracurricular activities was perfect. I did the most for almost all of my assignments. And yes, I'm standing here as a valedictorian, but I learned that hindsight really is 20/20. There are so many things I didn't have time to experience because I felt like, if I did, I would be letting my peers and teachers down. I should have just done it. I know some of you can't relate to this. You partied every weekend, you made the most of it, you truly lived. And for that, I envy you. Class of 2020, please take my mistakes to heart. Or don't, it's whatever. But seriously, we are entering a new chapter in our lives, completely uncharted territory. We are going to go out and make all the mistakes in the world and learn and grow more than we ever thought possible. We each have a place in this world. Some of us will leave Loudon and never look back, while some of us will never leave and continue to keep this town absolutely amazing. Everyone has a destiny to fulfill. My dad has always said, it takes all kinds of kinds. Every day, I realize more and more how correct he is. It really does take all kinds of kinds to make this world turn. Be your kind of kind and always be the best you can be. Thank you, class of 2020. I love you all.
Good morning, Redskins. What a year, right? I want to say I'm very, very blessed to be your assistant principal and getting to see you guys over the last 2 years. You remind me so much of my graduating class in school. Minus the whole coronavirus thing, but you guys are going to do great things in life. And I'm very, very blessed to be a part of you. So starting nearly 2 decades ago, it's kind of hard to believe it's been that long ago, I moved here from a small city in the state of Virginia. And I got here in 2002. And I was a PE teacher at North Middle School for so many years. And one of my good friends, Coach Shane Wells, said, hey, let's go to a basketball game. And I said, okay. So my first high school basketball game here was the Battle of the Bridge, Lenore City Loudon at Loudon in 2002. So me coming from a graduating class that only had 53 students in it, I came into a gym that was completely packed, something I'd never seen before. And I'm witnessing this basketball game and the rivalry and the Redskin Nation back then. I'm like, this is crazy. And so I'm watching the game go back and forth, and then all of a sudden, it gets eerily quiet during a quarter change, and I see the Redskin Nation sit down, and I see this man who I had no idea who he was. I didn't know anybody in the whole gym besides my friend that I was there with. And I saw this group of students just start responding to this man as he's going over to them, like eagerly waiting for him to say something to them. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. What is this? And so all of a sudden, this guy starts chanting 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits $1, all for Loudon, stand up, and the Redskin Nation just went berserk. I mean, it was crazy. And so that stuck with me. I was like, this place is awesome. So when we were on the way home, I said, who was that guy? And so I immediately got the stories of who Bruce Lawson was. The walking Loudon High School almanac. I mean, this guy epitomized everything about what it was to be a Redskin. He loved it. He lived it. He could tell you every sports score for the last 35 years from his brain. You wanted to know how many yards somebody rushed for in 1983, he would tell you. And guess what? He would be right. Bruce Lawson was an incredible man and someone that lived for Loudon High School and Loudon High School athletics. And 20 years ago was someone that made me think Loudon is a place I'd love to be one day. And guess what? I'm here, and I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. Some of the Bruce Lawson Redskin Award winners, a multi-sport athlete, the best each time they represent the Redskins and put on the red and white. They're also involved in one of the most cadets in our ROTC program that's ever been recognized. There's where she serves as a class platoon commander and has been a great individual. In speaking to those that are closest to her, I get words like tough, driven, class, hard worker, caring, and a natural leader. And most importantly, an unbelievable work ethic. And one that struck me the most in all the people that I spoke to, this one kept coming back to me. And I here that long. This student received the American Legion Scholarship, the highly touted Presidential Scholarship for Norwich University in the amount of over $100,000. For those that don't know, Norwich is one of the it's the oldest private military institutions in the United States of America. Very, very prestigious. While we're at it, she also received a 4-year Army ROTC scholarship for Norwich University that's estimated over $250,000. Kind of amazing, right? Perseverance doesn't describe this young lady. Hard work, drive, caring, and learning to be okay to put others before you makes it okay. Class of 2020, a lot of what you've occurred and experienced in the last 5 months, you've had to learn to do that, whether you've been willing to or not. And I'm so grateful to be here in front of you, getting ready to hand the Bruce Lawson Redskin Award to Miss Jennifer Nichols.
I'm honored to announce the 2020 Loudon High School Football Hall of Fame inductees. This year there were 5 players, a coach, a team, and a contributor that will go into the Loudon High School Football Hall of Fame. The 5 players are as follows: Buck Mitchell, class of 1948. Joe Turpin, class of 1963. J.L. Millsaps, class of 1971. Gary Brown, class of 1978. And Reggie Brown, class of 1984. Those are the 5 players. The coach being inducted is Henry Blackburn, who was at Loudon High School from 1976 through 1988 as an assistant and head coach. He was head coach from 82 to 88 with a 78% win percentage. The team is the 1975 state championship team, and the contributor for over 30 years has been in charge of our press box and game films, Mr. Bill Breakbill. Congratulations to all these people. Obviously, because of some of the COVID-19 issues, the induction date will be announced at a later time. Thank you.
Good morning. Please allow me to add my thanks to all of you who have crowded in here or spread out in here to support the class of 2020 as they take this momentous step. Also, please join me in thanking the graduation and senior night committee members who helped put together this ceremony. It truly took a Redskin village to produce this show, and I thank all who gave their time, creativity, and energy to ensure such a lovely and organized ceremony today. First, I would like to ask any members of our audience, teachers, staff, parents, and guests to please stand if you are a veteran or if you have served in the United States military. Please remain standing to welcome the members of the class of 2020 who have signed a commitment to join the military. Several of these students have already left and are already serving. Students, please stand when I call your name. Dakota Clemmer, U.S. Air Force. Mason Fincham, U.S. Army. Tori Kirkland, U.S. Army. Jennifer Nicholas, U.S. Army. Wyatt Resmondo, U.S. Army. And Faith Wiseman, U.S. Navy. At this time, I would like to ask all members of the class of 2020 who have been offered a scholarship this year to please stand. Our students have been offered scholarships recognizing their academic prowess, athletic ability, community involvement, future career choices, abilities to overcome hardship, musical and artistic talents, and military service. This class has been offered scholarships valued at $3,804,880. Congratulations. You may be seated. One of my favorite songs is by a band called Semisonic. They have a line that seems so fitting today. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. So as we celebrate the ending of your high school career, we know that this is just the start of many new beginnings for you. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Good morning, graduates, families, guest members, and community leaders. I'm going to be presenting the Alumnus Award for Loudon High School. Before I do, I want to say, graduates, it is so good to see you, and I've really missed you, and I want to wish you the best in whatever you have going forward. Enjoy your time. This year, the Alumni Award is going to an individual who cannot be with. The recipient has given time, probably would not want to be recognized, but we're going to do it anyway because she's given so much of her time. This year, the recipient goes to Stephanie Author.
Okay, some quick honors and awards as we move forward here. It is my pleasure to recognize a few of our teachers for their outstanding work in their careers. I first want to recognize that have decided to retire their service with Loudon High School after illustrious careers. Clayton Stamey, Admiral Bumper Webster, all of these are pillars of the Loudon community, and we are blessed to have worked with them. I would also like to recognize Athletic Director. Dr. Bill Stafford has also retired, but will be staying on campus to teach a period of dual enrollment biology through Roan State. We are certainly blessed to have both of those gentlemen back with us. I also want to honor one retiree that wasn't on my list today, but has contributed to Loudon High School in ways that are immeasurable. A true part of the Loudon High School. Thank you for what you've done for us. I also finally want to honor and congratulate our 2020 Teachers of the Year. Congratulations to Elizabeth Robinson Smith, our new Teacher of the Year. Congratulations to Jennifer Ross, LHS Teacher of the Year, and was also chosen as Loudon County School District Teacher of the Year. Again, we at Loudon High School love and appreciate all of our faculty and staff and are proud to honor our retirees and our 2020 Teachers of the Year. Thank you.
Class of 2020, you've waited long enough. Principal McIntosh, let's present them with what they've spent the last 13 years earning today. Carolyn McGill Millsaps. Timothy Charles Hutt. Sarah Anna Hopper. Jennifer Nicholas Ramirez. Kinsley Brooke McIntosh. Alexis Cheyenne Abel. Daisy Medina Adame. Aguilar Niza Maria. Christopher Kyle Allman. Kevin Almanza. Aaron Bradford. Noah Burnett. Montserrat Cadron Badoa. Emily Diana Ruth Cobb. Markel Lee Cook. Harley Allen Davis. Noah McLean.